Picture this. You're making your regular trip to the grocery store, shopping list in hand, confident you'll find everything you need. But as you navigate the familiar aisles, something feels off. Where products once lined the shelves, you're met with empty spaces and apologetic signs explaining temporary shortages. If this scenario sounds familiar, you're not alone. Across the country, shoppers are discovering that August 2025 has brought unprecedented challenges to our food supply chain. What started as isolated incidents has evolved into a pattern that's reshaping how we approach grocery shopping. The reality is sobering. Distribution networks that we've relied on for decades are experiencing significant strain. New regulatory requirements implemented this summer have created bottlenecks that manufacturers are still learning to navigate. Meanwhile, shipping logistics have been restructured in ways that affect product availability at the local level. But here's what makes this situation particularly concerning. Industry analysts suggest these disruptions won't resolve quickly. Internal reports from major food distributors indicate that some shortages could persist through the fall season, potentially stretching into early. Today, we're examining 8 specific items that have become surprisingly difficult to find. These aren't necessarily the products you'd expect to disappear first, which makes this information even more valuable for planning your shopping strategy. Before we begin our countdown, I encourage you to subscribe to stay informed about these developing supply chain issues. Knowledge is your best tool for navigating these challenges, and understanding what's happening behind the scenes can help you make smarter shopping decisions. Let's explore these 8 surprising items and understand why they've become so scarce. Point 8. Premium breakfast cereals. The morning crisis. Let's begin with number 8, and this revelation will genuinely catch many parents off guard. Premium breakfast cereals have become remarkably scarce, and we're not discussing generic store brands that typically gather dust on bottom shelves. We're examining the disappearance of beloved name brand cereals that children request with unwavering enthusiasm during every grocery expedition. These are the cereals that transform ordinary weekday mornings into special occasions and make weekend breakfast memorable family experiences. The underlying situation reveals a fascinating web of interconnected challenges that most consumers never consider when reaching for that familiar, colorful box. The cereal industry currently faces what supply chain analysts describe as an unprecedented convergence of problems. Manufacturing disruptions begin with specialized packaging materials that have become increasingly difficult to obtain. Those vibrant, attention-grabbing cereal boxes require far more than standard cardboard production. They utilize specific protective coatings, specialized printing inks, and barrier materials that preserve freshness while maintaining visual appeal. Many of these essential packaging components originate from overseas suppliers experiencing their own significant production setback. European and Asian manufacturers have encountered raw material shortages, labor disruptions, and transportation delays that cascade directly into American cereal production lines. When packaging materials arrive weeks behind schedule, entire manufacturing runs must be postponed or canceled entirely. The agricultural component presents equally challenging obstacle. High fructose corn syrup, a crucial ingredient in numerous popular cereal varieties, has experienced dramatic price increases following unexpected weather catastrophes across Midwest farming regions. Extended drought periods followed by severe flooding created crop yields significantly below normal projections, driving commodity prices to levels that many manufacturers struggle to absorb. Recent conversations with grocery industry professionals reveal startling statistics. A store manager in Cleveland shared that premium cereal shipments have decreased by approximately 65% compared to previous August deliveries. This means that for every 10 boxes of popular cereal brands that should occupy shelf space, only 3 or 4 actually reach consumers. The downstream effects manifest in unexpected consumer behaviors. Many families have pivoted toward traditional breakfast alternatives like steel-cut oats, homemade granola, and fresh fruit combination. While these options often provide superior nutritional value, the transition challenges established morning routines and creates additional meal planning complexity. Resourceful shoppers have discovered that smaller, independently owned grocery stores frequently maintain better cereal inventory levels. These establishments often work with regional distributors that operate outside the major supply chain networks experiencing current disruption. Additionally, warehouse club stores have emerged as unexpected cereal sanctuaries, purchasing directly from manufacturers in bulk quantities that bypass traditional distribution bottlenecks affecting conventional supermarkets. Point 7. Specialty coffee creamers. The caffeine companion crisis. Number 7 addresses a shortage that's particularly devastating for coffee enthusiasts nationwide. Specialty coffee creamers are disappearing from refrigerated dairy sections with alarming consistency. This shortage extends far beyond seasonal flavoring varieties that typically experience temporary availability issues. We're witnessing scarcity in fundamental creamer options including basic vanilla, classic hazelnut, caramel varieties, and even standard half-and-half products in numerous geographical regions. The situation represents a complex intersection of agricultural challenges, manufacturing complications, and evolving regulatory requirements that most consumers never contemplate while enjoying their morning coffee ritual. The dairy industry confronts its most formidable operational challenges in recent memory. Extreme weather patterns have significantly impacted feed crop production, creating cascading effects throughout livestock farming operations. Corn and soy prices have reached levels that strain dairy farm profitability, forcing many smaller operations to reduce herd sizes or cease operations entirely. Transportation costs have simultaneously increased due to fuel price volatility and driver shortages affecting the trucking industry. New environmental regulations implemented this summer require costly equipment upgrades and operational modifications that many dairy producers struggle to implement quickly. These regulatory changes, while environmentally beneficial, create short-term production disruptions as facilities adapt to new requirements. Companies manufacturing flavored creamers face intense competition for limited high-quality cream supply. Ice cream manufacturers, artisanal cheese producers, and butter makers all compete for the same raw materials, driving prices higher and reducing availability for creamer production. The situation becomes more complex when considering that premium ice cream production typically offers higher profit margins than creamer manufacturing, incentivizing dairy processors to prioritize ice cream contracts over creamer agreements. The artificial flavoring industry experiences its own significant supply chain disruptions. Many chemical compounds essential for creating popular flavors like vanilla, hazelnut, and seasonal varieties originate from international suppliers facing production challenges. European flavor houses have encountered raw material shortages, while Asian manufacturers deal with shipping delays and quality control complications. An interesting market development involves major coffee shop chains prioritizing creamer supplies for their retail locations over grocery distribution. These establishments can afford premium prices and offer predictable bulk purchasing agreements that smaller grocery chains cannot match. Consequently, consumers might discover flavored creamer options available at coffee shops while grocery store dairy sections remain notably sparse. Coffee lovers refusing to abandon their carefully crafted morning routines have discovered several effective alternatives. High-quality powdered creamers have improved dramatically in recent years, offering convenience and longer shelf life without refrigeration requirement. Creating homemade flavored creamer proves surprisingly simple, combining heavy cream with vanilla extract, maple syrup, or other natural flavoring agents for customized taste profiles that often surpass commercial alternatives. Plant-based alternatives continue gaining popularity partly due to their current availability advantage. Coconut milk and oat milk products utilize completely different supply chains from traditional dairy operations, making them more consistently available. Many coffee enthusiasts report preferring the taste and texture of these alternatives, discovering that oat milk particularly complements coffee's natural flavors while providing consistent availability during current shortage conditions. Point 6. Frozen pizza. The weekend plan
Number 6 will significantly impact your weekend entertainment plans and weeknight dinner solutions. Frozen pizza has achieved near mythical status in grocery store freezer sections, with even basic pepperoni and cheese varieties becoming increasingly elusive. This shortage extends beyond gourmet artisanal options to include fundamental frozen pizza brands that families have relied upon for decades. The frozen food manufacturing sector encounters challenges that industry experts describe as uniquely complex and multifaceted. Specialized freezing equipment essential for maintaining product quality during manufacturing has become difficult to obtain and maintain. These industrial freezing systems require specific components and technical expertise that have become scarce resources in current market conditions. Manufacturing frozen pizza involves intricate coordination between multiple production lines and quality control systems. Dough preparation must achieve precise consistency while accommodating freezing and thawing cycles without compromising texture or taste. Cheese selection requires varieties that maintain proper melting characteristics after extended frozen storage periods. Sauce formulations must preserve flavor integrity while preventing separation during temperature fluctuation. Packaging materials for frozen foods present additional complications beyond standard food packaging requirements. Frozen pizza packaging must provide effective barriers against freezer burn, moisture moisture penetration and flavor migration while maintaining structural integrity at extreme temperature. These specialized packaging materials depend on supply chains that have experienced significant disruptions, affecting production schedules throughout the industry. Transportation logistics create perhaps the most challenging aspect of frozen pizza distribution. Maintaining consistent cold chain management from manufacturing facilities to retail locations requires specialized refrigerated trucking, precise timing coordination, and backup systems for equipment failures. Current transportation industry challenges include driver shortages, equipment maintenance delays, and increased fuel costs that make cold chain logistics particularly expensive and unreliable. Some pizza manufacturers have strategically prioritized restaurant supply chains over grocery distribution networks. Restaurant customers typically offer higher profit margins, more predictable ordering patterns, and bulk purchase agreements that provide greater revenue stability than grocery retail relationships. This strategic shift leaves grocery freezer sections understocked while restaurant suppliers maintain adequate inventory levels. The shortage creates unexpected market opportunities for local pizzerias and bakeries. Take and bake pizza options have experienced increased demand as consumers seek alternatives to unavailable frozen varieties. Many pizzerias now offer family meal packages that provide better value than premium frozen pizza options, assuming those frozen products remain available for purchase. Creative consumers have developed innovative approaches to address frozen pizza scarcity. Flatbread pizza alternatives utilize different supply chains and manufacturing processes, making them more consistently available in grocery stores. Naan bread serves as an excellent pizza foundation, while pizza sauce, cheese, and topping ingredients typically remain well stocked in grocery stores. Local pizzerias often sell fresh pizza dough balls that consumers can purchase and freeze at home, creating personal frozen pizza inventory without relying on commercial frozen pizza supply chain. This approach frequently produces superior taste results while providing greater control over ingredients and preparation method. Many families have embraced pizza meal preparation strategies, creating multiple homemade pizzas during ingredient availability periods and freezing them for future consumption. Point 5. Specialty bread products. The foundation crisis. Number 5 will fundamentally disrupt your morning routine and meal planning strategies in ways you might not anticipate. Specialty bread products are vanishing from bakery sections with concerning regularity, affecting everything from artisanal sourdough varieties to gluten-free options, and even impacting basic sandwich breads from well-established brands. This shortage represents a fascinating convergence of agricultural economics, industrial biology, and supply chain complexity that most consumers never consider when selecting their daily bread. The underlying causes reveal how seemingly simple products actually depend on incredibly sophisticated production systems and global supply networks. Wheat commodity prices have experienced dramatic increases following unexpected weather patterns affecting major grain-producing regions worldwide. Extended drought conditions in traditional wheat-growing areas, followed by severe flooding during critical harvest periods, have reduced global wheat supplies while simultaneously diminishing grain quality standards. These agricultural disruptions create ripple effects that impact everything from basic white bread to premium artisanal varieties. However, wheat pricing represents only the visible portion of a much more complex problem. Commercial yeast production faces unprecedented challenges that threaten the foundation of industrial bread manufacture. 3 major yeast production facilities have experienced temporary shutdowns due to equipment failures, contamination issues, and supply chain disruptions affecting the specialized nutrients that yeast cultures require for healthy reproduction and fermentation activity. Commercial bread production demands precise coordination between multiple biological and mechanical systems. Yeast organisms must remain viable and active throughout transportation, storage, and manufacturing processing. Temperature control systems must maintain exact specifications during fermentation periods. Timing coordination affects everything from mixing procedures to baking schedules, requiring clockwork precision that becomes vulnerable when any component experiences disruption. Professional bakery managers report delivery reductions approaching 45% compared to normal supply levels, with some locations receiving only 2 deliveries weekly instead of their customary daily shipment. These reduced deliveries force retailers to implement purchasing limits, typically restricting customers to 2 loaves per shopping trip to ensure broader availability among community members. Interestingly, independent local bakeries are experiencing remarkable success during this shortage period. These smaller operations typically source ingredients through different supply networks than major commercial bread manufacturers, making them less vulnerable to current disruption. Many local bakeries report unprecedented customer volumes as consumers discover that fresh-baked local bread often costs less than mass-produced alternatives while delivering superior taste and nutritional value. The situation has sparked renewed interest in home bread making, with bread machines from previous decades experiencing significant demand in secondary market. Simple no-knead bread recipes have gained viral popularity on social media platforms because they require minimal equipment while producing impressive results through basic ingredient mixing and patient waiting period. Frozen bread dough provides an excellent compromise solution for families wanting fresh bread without mastering complex baking techniques. Many grocery stores maintain adequate frozen dough inventory since these products utilize different supply chains than finished bread products. Consumers can purchase frozen dough varieties, allowing natural thawing and rising processes before baking fresh bread at home with minimal effort and superior results compared to most commercial alternatives.
Point 4, canned tomatoes and tomato-based products, the kitchen foundation crisis. Number 4 will fundamentally reshape your approach to weekly meal planning and home cooking strategies. Canned tomatoes and tomato-based products have become remarkably scarce across grocery stores nationwide, creating challenges that extend far beyond simple ingredient substitutions. This shortage encompasses much more than specialty pasta sauces or gourmet pizza toppings. We're witnessing widespread scarcity in essential kitchen staples, including basic crushed tomatoes, concentrated tomato paste, and even common condiments like ketchup across multiple regions. The magnitude of this shortage stems from an extraordinary agricultural catastrophe centered in California's Central Valley, a region responsible for producing approximately 75% of America's processing tomatoes. This agricultural heartland experienced what climatologists describe as the most severe combination of extreme weather events in documented history. Initially, prolonged drought conditions persisted several months beyond typical seasonal patterns, stressing tomato crops and depleting soil moisture reserves that farms depend upon for consistent production. When precipitation finally arrived, it came with devastating intensity rather than the gradual, beneficial rainfall that crops require. Massive flooding destroyed not only surviving crops but also caused extensive damage to irrigation infrastructure that agricultural operations spent decades developing and perfecting. This infrastructure damage represents perhaps the most concerning aspect of the current situation, as some farming operations face reconstruction timelines extending 2 to 3 years before achieving full production capacity restoration. International alternative suppliers face their own significant weather-related challenges, making global sourcing solutions increasingly difficult to implement. Mexican tomato producers have encountered similar drought and flooding cycles, while European suppliers deal with their own agricultural disruptions and transportation complications that limit their ability to fill American market gap. The cascading effects appear throughout the food service industry in unexpected ways. Italian restaurants have quietly modified traditional sauce recipes, incorporating alternative ingredients and flavor enhancers to maintain consistent taste profiles despite tomato product limitations. Major soup manufacturers have reduced production volumes for tomato-based varieties, focusing resources on products that utilize more readily available ingredients. Even established fast food chains experience supply consistency challenges for fundamental condiments like ketchup and marinara sauce. Food manufacturers have responded by sourcing tomato powder and concentrated paste products from European and Asian suppliers, though these alternatives present significant cost increases and distinct flavor characteristics compared to traditional American-grown tomatoes. These imported alternatives often require recipe modifications and customer taste adaptation periods. However, creative home cooks have discovered remarkable opportunities within this challenging situation. Fresh tomatoes remain generally available throughout most regions, and mastering homemade sauce and paste production proves surprisingly straightforward while delivering superior flavor results compared to most commercial alternatives. Home-prepared tomato products contain no artificial preservatives, added sugars, or chemical stabilizers commonly found in mass-produced versions. Practical solutions for resourceful families include purchasing fresh tomatoes during peak availability periods and dedicating weekend time to large-batch sauce preparation. Freezing sauce in ice cube trays creates convenient single-serving portions that maintain fresh flavor for months. Concentrated alternatives like sun-dried tomatoes and tomato flakes provide intense flavor profiles while remaining consistently available through different supply chain networks. Point 3, premium pet food brands. The heartbreaking companion crisis. Number 3 affects pet owners in profoundly emotional ways that extend far beyond simple product availability concerns. Premium pet food brands are disappearing from retail shelves with alarming consistency, and this shortage encompasses much more than expensive specialty dietary formulation. We're witnessing scarcity in trusted brand names that families have confidently fed their beloved dogs and cats for many years, creating genuine distress for pet parents committed to providing optimal nutrition for their furry family member. The pet food industry confronts supply chain disruptions that mirror but often exceed challenges facing human food production. Pet food manufacturers typically utilize byproducts and secondary ingredients derived from human food processing operations. When human food production experiences slowdowns or interruptions, pet food ingredient availability becomes significantly more constrained, creating cascading effects throughout specialized pet nutrition manufacturing. Recent developments in pet food quality control standards have created additional production complexities, though these changes ultimately benefit companion animal health outcomes. Enhanced safety protocols require extensive testing procedures and certification processes that, while improving product quality and safety, have created significant bottlenecks in production timeline. These quality assurance measures demand specialized laboratory testing, third-party certifications, and extended quality control periods that strain manufacturing capacity. Regional pet retailers report customers traveling extraordinary distances to locate specific brand formulations their pets require. Some pet owners purchase several months' worth of food when they discover available inventory, inadvertently creating additional scarcity challenges for other pet families seeking the same product. This hoarding behavior, while understandable from individual pet owner perspectives, amplifies shortage conditions across broader geographical areas. Innovative solutions have emerged through unexpected channels within pet owner community. Veterinary offices have become informal information networks where clients share real-time availability updates about specific pet food brands and retail locations. Local independent pet stores are collaborating directly with regional manufacturers to develop custom nutritional blends tailored to their customer-based needs and ingredient availability constraints. Veterinary professionals increasingly recommend gradual transitions toward high-quality alternatives that remain more consistently available in current market conditions. Many veterinarians advocate for dietary variety as beneficial for long-term companion animal health, suggesting that controlled transitions between quality brands can provide nutritional benefits while reducing dependency on single-source feeding programs. Independent pet food manufacturers have demonstrated remarkable adaptability during this shortage period, often utilizing locally sourced ingredients and maintaining more flexible supply chain relations. These smaller operations frequently produce superior nutritional profiles compared to mass-market alternatives while building dedicated customer relationships through personalized service and consistent availability. Freeze-dried and dehydrated pet food formats represent growing alternatives that bypass traditional supply chain limitations. These concentrated nutrition options offer extended shelf life, superior nutrient density, and many pets demonstrate preference for rehydrated textures and flavor. Additionally, these products operate through different manufacturing and distribution networks than conventional canned and bagged pet foods, providing greater availability consistency. Pet owners have discovered that premium raw food diets, when properly balanced and veterinarian approved, often provide superior nutrition while utilizing fresh ingredient sources that remain consistently available through local suppliers and specialty pet retailers focused on natural feeding approaches.
Point 2. Personal care products, the daily routine disruptor. Number 2 will surprise many consumers because it affects essential products that most households utilize daily without consideration of potential availability challenges. Personal care products, particularly shampoo and conditioner formulations, face unprecedented shortage conditions that extend well beyond luxury salon-grade brands. Basic drugstore varieties that families have relied upon for decades are becoming increasingly difficult to locate in traditional retail environments. This shortage stems from complex interactions between multiple industrial sectors experiencing simultaneous disruption. The specialized plastic containers used for liquid shampoo and conditioner products require specific polymer formulations that have become scarce due to significant supply chain interruptions within the petrochemical manufacturing industry. These containers demand precise specifications for chemical compatibility, durability, and consumer safety that limit alternative packaging options. Pump dispensers and bottle caps require precision engineering and manufacturing capabilities that several key component suppliers have struggled to maintain consistently. These seemingly simple components involve intricate internal mechanisms, spring systems, and sealing technologies that demand specialized production equipment and quality control measures. When these component suppliers experience production interruptions, entire personal care product lines face packaging bottlenecks. Natural ingredient sourcing presents additional complexity layers within this shortage situation. Many active cleansing agents and modern shampoo formulations derived from natural sources experiencing their own supply disruption. Coconut oil derivatives, essential oil extracts, and plant-based surfactants all face availability challenges from source regions dealing with weather pattern disruptions, political instability, or transportation difficulty. Beauty supply distribution networks report customers purchasing 6-month personal care product inventory when they locate preferred brands.
Professional salon operations have begun selling retail products to regular consumers because they maintain access to specialized professional distribution channels that operate independently from traditional retail supply networks. This shortage environment has accelerated innovation and rediscovered traditional approaches to hair care maintenance. Solid shampoo and conditioner bars experience unprecedented popularity growth because they utilize different manufacturing processes, packaging materials, and distribution systems compared to liquid alternatives. Many consumers discover that these concentrated bar formulations provide superior cleansing results while offering environmental benefits through reduced packaging weight. Traditional hair care methods using simple, readily available ingredients have gained renewed interest among consumers seeking reliable alternatives. Apple cider vinegar rinses, baking soda cleansing treatments, and natural oil conditioning applications provide effective hair maintenance using products that remain consistently available through grocery channels rather than specialized beauty retail networks. Ethnic beauty supply retailers often maintain different supplier relationships and inventory sources compared to mainstream beauty retailers, making them valuable resources for consumers seeking consistent access to quality hair care products. These specialized retailers frequently carry product lines that operate through independent distribution networks less affected by current shortage conditions. Natural and organic personal care alternatives, while initially requiring adjustment periods, often provide superior long-term results for hair health while reducing exposure to synthetic chemicals and artificial ingredients commonly found in mass-market formulation. Point 1. Laundry detergent, the universal household essential. Number 1 represents the most shocking shortage because it affects virtually every household across America on a daily basis. Laundry detergent scarcity encompasses far more than premium eco-friendly brands or specialized formulation. We're witnessing widespread unavailability of fundamental detergent products that have served as trusted household staples for multiple generations, the reliable brands that families have depended upon for decades to maintain clean, fresh clothing. The underlying cause reveals fascinating complexity within what appears to be simple product manufacturing. Essential chemical compounds that enable effective cleaning actions, specifically surfactants responsible for lifting dirt and staining from fabric fibers, originate from a surprisingly limited number of specialized manufacturing facilities worldwide. 3 major production facilities have experienced significant operational disruptions this year, creating cascading effects that reach virtually every grocery retailer across the nation. Concentrated detergent formulations, which most consumers have adopted over recent years for convenience and environmental benefits, require extraordinarily precise mixing processes and specialized production equipment. When this sophisticated machinery requires maintenance or experiences mechanical failures, entire production lines cease operations for extended periods, sometimes lasting several weeks. Current equipment maintenance delays exceed anything previously experienced within the industry. During shortage investigations, a remarkable discovery emerged regarding product reformulation practices. Many detergent manufacturers have quietly modified their chemical compositions to accommodate ingredient availability constraints. While product packaging maintains familiar appearances, internal formulations may differ significantly from traditional recipes. Some consumers report reduced cleaning effectiveness from trusted brands, indicating formula modifications that affect performance characteristics. Ripple effects manifest throughout various commercial and institutional sectors. Laundromat operations struggle to maintain adequate supplies for customer needs, sometimes limiting operating hours or restricting usage quantity. Hotel chains have transitioned to commercial-grade alternatives unavailable to residential consumers, while healthcare facilities adjust laundry protocols to accommodate supply inconsistencies that affect patient care standards. Grocery store managers receive approximately 30% of normal detergent shipment quantities, forcing many retailers to implement purchase limitations of 1 container per household. However, most stores avoid advertising these restrictions to prevent panic purchasing behaviors that would exacerbate existing shortage conditions. Resourceful consumers have discovered effective alternatives that often provide superior cleaning results compared to traditional commercial products. Soap nuts, which are naturally occurring berries containing saponin compounds, offer gentle yet effective cleaning properties while remaining widely available through health food retailers. These natural alternatives prove particularly beneficial for individuals with sensitive skin conditions. Homemade detergent concentrate preparation using 3 readily available ingredients, borax, washing soda, and grated bar soap, provides months of laundry cleaning capability at significantly reduced costs compared to commercial alternatives. Many families who have adopted this approach report superior cleaning results, softer fabric textures, and better color preservation compared to mass-produced detergent. Castile soap has emerged as a versatile household cleaning solution that addresses multiple cleaning needs beyond laundry application. This concentrated plant-based soap can effectively clean dishes, surfaces, and personal care needs while operating independently from commercial detergent supply chains, making it an invaluable resource for prepared households seeking reliable cleaning solutions.
As we've explored these 8 surprising grocery store shortages affecting communities across America in August 2025, one thing becomes crystal clear. Our food supply system is more interconnected and fragile than most of us ever realized. From premium breakfast cereals to laundry detergent, these shortages reveal how weather disasters, supply chain disruptions, and manufacturing challenges can impact even the most basic household essentials. What's particularly striking is how these shortages aren't following predictable patterns. While we might expect luxury items to disappear first during supply chain stress, we're seeing fundamental products like bread, tomato sauce, and pet food becoming scarce instead. This unpredictability makes staying informed more crucial than ever. The silver lining in these challenging times is the creativity and resilience that families are showing. Whether it's learning to make homemade bread, discovering the effectiveness of soap nuts for laundry, or finding that local bakeries offer better quality than mass-produced alternatives, many people are discovering that these disruptions have led them to better solutions. Here are 3 key takeaways to remember as you navigate these shortages. First, diversify your shopping sources. Independent stores, warehouse clubs, and ethnic markets often have different supply chains and better availability for items that mainstream grocery stores lack. Second, consider this an opportunity to learn valuable life skills. Making your own tomato sauce, baking bread, or creating homemade pet food can save money while providing superior quality products for your family. Third, build community connection. Whether it's sharing information about product availability, exchanging tips for alternatives, or supporting local producers, communities that work together navigate challenges more successfully. These shortages will eventually resolve, but the lessons we learn and the skills we develop during this period will serve us well into the future. Being prepared isn't about panic or hoarding, it's about understanding your options, building practical skills, and staying flexible when circumstances change. I want to hear from you. What shortages have you noticed in your local store? Have you discovered any effective alternatives or solutions that might help other viewers? Share your experiences and tips in the comments below.